Good morning, children. Today we are going to start our new chapter, Food to Live. So, in the last class, you have studied about herbivorous, carnivorous, and omnivorous animals. We also studied about how we eat raw and cooked foodstuffs, about foodstuffs that you eat raw and cooked. Cooking makes the process of digestion easy, and there are four types of teeth in our mouth. We chew the food in the mouth and it passes to the stomach. Alimentary canal is there, which includes mouth, esophagus, stomach, small intestine, and large intestine. Then there are junk foods like pizza, burger, ice creams, etc., which are very unhealthy for our health. As far as humans beings are concerned, they are considered to be unhealthy foods. So children, now we are going to stepping into our chapter. I think all of you love to hear stories, so we will start the chapter with a story by telling a story. Okay, children, you are already familiar with the story which it is given in your chapter, but still, once again, let us hear the story. Once a boy named Azman, he went to school, and after that something happened, and he was unconscious, and when he got conscious, he found himself to be in the hospital. He opened his eyes and he tried to pull back his hand, but the pain in his hand reminded him that he is in a hospital. So children, what would have happened to him? He went to school one fine morning. There was no problem. He was not sick, but suddenly something happened and he was taken to the hospital. What might be the reason? Can anyone guess? Yes, so it is due to the food poison. So let's see what is the real reason. It was in the afternoon on the day before yesterday that he was taken to the hospital from school due to severe vomiting and loose motion. It was normal till noon, but after that the condition got worsened and he started to have severe pain and vomiting. He went to toilet for many times. The reason was not known. The class teacher assumed that it might be diarrhea, so she gave him hot rice soup and black tea. After informing to his parents, she took him to the hospital. Patting his head, his mother asked, "What happened, my dear?" "Mom, where is Papa?" "Why? Do you have any problem now?" Azman replied, "No, I simply asked." "Mom, okay, have this drinks of ORS. It has been long since you had something." Interrupting their chat, the doctor entered to the room. Azman and his mother was in a conversation, asking that his mother asked that, "What happened, my dear boy?" He asked that, "Where is Papa?" Do you asking again, telling, "Do you have any problem now?" Azman replied that, "No, I'm okay. I simply asked about my father," and she gave him the ORS drink. Now, suddenly interrupting their chat, the doctor entered to the room. He asked, "How do you feel, Azman?" Okay, children. So before going into next thing, let us see what is ORS. Why the Azman had to drink the ORS. Why? What is ORS, children? It is something which is which we used to drink when we are dehydrated. Our body fluids are gone. Okay, so to rehydrate our body fluids, ORS is helpful. So ORS, ORS is helps in restoring body and body fluids, and which is lost due to dehydration. Now, what are the contents of ORS? Let's see what are the compositions. That is sodium, potassium, chloride, citrate and dextrose are the components of or contents of ORS. So this is about ORS, children. Next. So then coming on to our chapter story. Doctor came into their room and he asked that, how do you feel, Azman? Azman replied, now I'm quite okay, doctor. Mom told the doctor that he hesitates to drink juice. Rather, he wished to have carbonated drinks and fast food always. So his mother complained about him to the doctor that he always hesitates to drink juices. He likes to drink carbonated drinks, fast food, and etc. Doctor looked at him and asked, do you know why you are admitted here? Yes, doctor, he replied. Do you know why it has happened? Doctor asked. Azman nodded his head confusingly. He was not knowing why he was admitted there. It is due to your unhealthy eating habits. Doctor's reply did not satisfy him at all. Anyway, he is okay now. Let him take rest for a week. You can go home today, the doctor said. So children, did you heard their conversation? What might happen to Azman, children? Yes, Azman was suffering, had the diarrhea because of the fast food and carbonated drinks which he used to have. What food he might have taken for lunch? He has taken which food? Yes, again, any fast food or any carbonated drink he might have taken. That's why he was undergoing through such difficulty. What were the symptoms he had? He had severe pain, vomiting, loose motion. Why did the doctor give him the drip? Because all his body fluids were gone due to the vomiting and all, and so he was dehydrated. To restore his body fluids, the doctor gave him the drip. Whenever we have vomiting and diarrhea, we drink ORS. Do you remember what are the contents of ORS, children? What are the contents of ORS, children? Once again, I am telling: sodium, potassium, chloride, citrate, dextrose. What is your opinion about Azman's food habit, children? Azman's food habit is very bad, which is very unhealthy food habit he is having. What are the possible problems we have when we take fast food? The possible problems are, yes, we will be obesity is one of the main problem which will lead when we have fast food. Then it will not get digested easily. Then yes, the same thing also can happen, that is severe pain and vomiting diarrhea. Okay. Upon reaching home, he is in a confusion. Azman, what happened to you? You look so gloomy today. It was his elder brother Rizwan. At that time, he opened his laptop. I would like to tell you the ill effects caused by junk food. Before that, let me know about the digestive system that helps us to make use of the food we take. After reaching home, Azman was very confused because why the doctor told him that his food habit is unhealthy one, and how he got this diarrhea. He was not knowing. His elder brother Rizwan asked him, understood his confusion, and told him that let us see how your digestive system works and what happens, how your food is being digested by the digestive system. What is digestion, children? It is breaking down of food to give you nutrition. It passes through the stomach. First, our mouth, you eat from the mouth. The mouth chews the food very nicely, grinds the food. The food is swallowed down to the stomach, where it fuses with the juices. After digesting from the stomach, the food is passed into the small intestine. From there, it absorbs nutrients that contains digestion. It is really very long and it is more than 20 feet in length. Small intestine is very long and it is 20 feet in length. Then after, the remaining waste, that is waste food materials which are not digested by stomach and from the small intestine, are ejected out at the large intestine. From the large intestine, water is being absorbed and from there food is being disposed of. So this is how digestion takes place. Understood, children? Next, do you have the habit of chewing food or just swallowing it? Children, do you chew the food or you swallow it? What do you do? Chew the food, right? Why do you chew the food? Because we cannot swallow the food as such, right? Which organs in your mouth is helping to chew the food? Our teeth. How many types of teeth are there in your mouth? There are 4 types of teeth in our mouth. What is the role of your tongue in chewing? To tell you the taste and to provide you with the saliva needed to chew the food. Then, what are the functions of your tongue other than chewing? To tell you the taste, to help you with saliva. Okay. When you chew the food, what happens to food? It grinds up nicely. Okay. The larger particles are converted into smaller particles. Whenever you think of your favorite food, what comes to your mouth? Water comes to your mouth, right, children? Where does it come from? From the tongue and from the sides from the mouth cavity also. What is the role of saliva? It helps in the... What is the role of saliva, children? It helps in chewing the food, grinding the food properly. Take some pieces of tapioca or boiled rice. Put a piece or some rice in your mouth and chew it several times and swallow it. Do you feel any change in taste? Take some piece of tapioca or boiled rice, put a piece or some rice in your mouth and chew it several times and swallow it. You will feel a change in the taste, right? Why is it so? Because of the presence of saliva. You know sugar has sweet taste. How did sugar produce here? Sugar has sweet taste. Sugar is produced from the sugar cane. Okay, so you can see on the screen a boy is chewing the food. Like that you have to chew the food properly. Next. So let's do an experiment, children. Take some rice in a beaker. Take 2 test tubes. Label them as A and B. Add equal amount of rice water into each test tube. Add some saliva into a test tube marked A and stir well for a few minutes. Now you add equal amounts of iodine solution to each test tube. Wait for some time. What do you observe, children, in the figure, on the screen? Is there any color change? Color change in B shows the presence of starch in the test tube, and test tube A has no color change. It shows that there is no starch in the test tube. Understood? What happened to the starch in it, children? What happened to the starch in the test tube A? You have added rice water in both the test tubes, but you can see the color change in only one test tube. Why? Because of the presence of starch. And the other test tube, there is no starch in it. What happened to the starch in it? The starch is converted into sugar by the saliva. That means breakdown of food materials takes place in the mouth itself, and it is helped by the saliva. Then do you understood the cause of sweetness for the rice or tapioca when you chewed that rice? Because the rice got mixed with saliva and the starch got converted into sugar. What can we learn from this experiment, children? Slow eating and proper chewing improve the mixing of saliva with food. You have to eat the food slowly and chew the food properly. Then only it will improve the mixing of saliva with food will take place. Then only the digestion becomes very easy. Observe, then if you do like that, then only the digestion will become more easy. Now observe this picture. Where does the food pass from the mouth? Esophagus. What is esophagus? It is a pipe connecting mouth and the stomach. Now, can you see the stomach? It is a thick-walled bag. Thick-walled bag. Right? All the food we take reach there. The food materials are changed into juice by repeated contracting movement of stomach wall. Understood? The food is entered through our mouth. It passes to the stomach. Once again, I am telling children, listen here. The food we eat is chewed by from the mouth. It passes through the esophagus to the stomach. From the stomach, the juices, it mixes up with juices and by repeated contracting movement of stomach wall. What changes occur to the food in the stomach? It will get mixed with the juices. The complex substances will be broken down into simpler one. It was from the experiment done by Beaumont on the changes of food taking place in the stomach, we understood the process of digestion. Okay. Then last but not the least, last children, let's conclude our chapter before telling one hot thing, that is higher order thinking. That is growling, a new term, growling. What do you mean by growling? Children, have you experienced a sound in your stomach when you are hungry? When you are hungry and a sound will used to come from your stomach. Have you ever experienced such a thing? This sound is called stomach growling. You know that what happens is, you know that the alimentary canal has a normal movement called peristalsis. Your alimentary canal that is having a normal movement, that is what we call as peristalsis. Gas, partially digested food and liquids go through the stomach and small intestine. Stomach growling is a normal part of digestion, but if there is nothing in the stomach to prevent these sounds, we can notice it. This generally happens, but if there is nothing there for digestion, such sounds will be heard. So that's it, children. Once again, I'm telling the stomach growling. That is, normally our alimentary canal has a normal movement called peristalsis. Generally, gas, partially digested food, liquids, everything go through the stomach and then to small intestine. During this stomach growling, it's a normal part of digestion. But if there is nothing to digest in the stomach, this sound will, to prevent these sounds, we can notice that one, can hear it. So this is all about digestion, digestive system, etc. In the next class, we will study about more about this digestion. Fiber is a must, nutrition in plants, food chain, food web, carnivorous plants, saprophytic plants. Okay. So children, I hope you all have understood the this much. If at all is there any doubt, you can ask me. Feel free to ask me. Thank you.